Hello, everybody. Today is the day. Hell Pit, the event, it began, and there's some really cool stuff that you can get from this event, so please pay attention if you don't already know about it. But I also have a little bit of news about this event too, so stay tuned for that. But in this video, I'm going to talk about what the event is, how you participate, the rewards you can get, and actually I think that covers pretty much everything. So just jumping right into it, first things first is this is an account-wide event, meaning that your progress is tracked for your entire account, so you can only complete it on one character. And you can also only do the event one time per day. It takes about 10 minutes. But if you manage to fail, you can continue to retry over and over again as many times as you want during that one day until you succeed, but after you succeed, you have to wait until the next day. It's going to be really easy at first. As you can see, I'm basically doing literally nothing and succeeding. And there's these little power-ups that show up once per round that give you little bonuses like extra movement speed or shielded hit points. It gives you like a 1 million shield. It says it shields you from damage for 60 seconds, but it gives you a 1 million HP shield, which is nice. I think those will be more helpful later on at the harder difficulty levels. But how it's going to work is that every 7 days, or every 7 successes, I guess, the difficulty is going to increase and you get more from it. And then at the very end, you have a final showdown with this pit champion, which is hopefully going to be a really annoying boss. Why I want him to be annoying, I don't know. You do have to be level 80, and the minimum item level is 18,000 that you have to have before you're allowed to go in, and if you're above that, you're going to be scaled down. And in case I didn't say it already, this is not a party event. It's completely solo. You can only go in by yourself. In fact, you can't be in a party at all if you want to go in there. It's all on your lonesome, a test of your true skills or something. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. You have to complete 14 trials or challenges or whatever in order to have access to the rewards in the participation section, which those are the rewards that people are actually mainly looking to get. The rewards in the other two sections are pretty good too, but the big bucks, big sloppy Joe is in the participation section. So in the Hell Pit event, there are 5 waves of enemies, and there's a 2-minute time limit, at least for the first difficulty level, for each wave. So the event is only going to take you about 10 minutes to complete. But you do have to sign your soul away first before you go in there. If you don't have a soul to sign away, then I think you might be out of luck. But so far the event is really easy. I'm interested to see exactly how much more difficult it will get in the 2nd and 3rd tier difficulty, but we will have to see about that in another week. Now, let's look at the rewards for a second. This is where I have a little bit of news for you. So you have the general section. You get one of these tokens every day, which is a token of Brimstone. And you can get a total of 42 of them if you complete the challenge every single day, because remember, as the difficulty increases, you get more tokens from it. So the event's 21 days long, but you'll end up getting 42 tokens. I'm assuming that towards the end you'll get 2 per day as it gets more difficult. But in this category, you have things that are definitely very useful, but that are not particularly valuable. The thing that's worth the most is probably the rank 7 Mark of Potency, and Enchanting Stone, the rank 5, one of those. But everything in here is useful, except for the box of Astral Diamonds, I guess. It only has 20k in it, but it's just not super rare. And then in the challenge section, after you complete 14 days worth of challenges, you will get one of these every day you complete a challenge after that. And this is where they start getting some actual really good prizes, like a Legendary Insignia Choice Pack. You can pick any Legendary Insignia you want, except for Brutality, Initiative, or Fortitude. Those 3 are not included in this pack. You can get a free character loadout, and then 10 Preservation Wards, and then there are the new Overload slot enchantments, which these are amazing, and I am so excited to get as many as possible. They do bind to your account when you pick them up, so you're not going to be able to sell these, but you can move them between your characters. And this applies to all of the rewards. Whenever you pick them up, everything in all 3 categories is bound to account. So these Overload enchantments, there are 6 of them, and they all increase something different, but they're all very good. So first off, Rage of Flames is 5% physical damage bonus. It has a 10-hour combat timer, so That's a pretty decent one, since considering that the other ones are like 1 hour or something. Oh, the black ice ones are 8 hours, and the glyphs are only 2 hours, so these ones are 10 hours, which is more than those. Basic math. So the 5% physical damage is very nice, but there is not one that increases magic damage, which is interesting. So I'm wondering if it's actually just a 5% damage bonus that applies to all damage, or if it is just physical damage. So it would exclude Warlock, Wizard, and Cleric. I think all the other classes are physical, unless I forgot one. Anyway, the next one we have Devil's Precision, which gives you 5% critical strike and 5% accuracy. Now, I do not know if this is just going to increase the amount of stats you have in those two stats by 5%, or if it's going to increase your chance beyond the cap by 5%. Like, instead of having a 50% chance to crit, this will increase it to 55. I do not know that. But either way, it would be nice, I guess, if you're having trouble capping both of those stats, although crit is super easy to cap. Accuracy is also not hard. I don't know. Next, we have Resiliency of the Depths, which is 5% physical damage reduction. Now, this is another physical damage thing, so I don't know if this is actually meant to apply to all damage or just to physical damage, but since it says physical damage, for now I'm going to assume that it's just physical damage reduction, so it's not going to apply to those bosses or mobs that use magic damage against you, which is actually a decent number of them. Then there is Demonic Empowerment. This is the one that I want the most, and it is 5% action points. Now, the way this is written doesn't make much sense, because you can't have more action points than you already have, but what I'm assuming it means is 5% bonus action point gain, which is going to be very helpful for pretty much every class, almost. The other thing I don't know is, I don't know if these can be stacked together, so I don't know if you can have two of these, one in your head, one in your arms, and have 10% bonus action point gain either. So that's something that I will also have to test later on. And then we have Bulwark of Brimstone, which I like this one also, 5% max hit points. This is something that tanks will definitely take, regardless of which tank you are, you're going to want this one. Because the important part of being a tank is having tanky hit points. So you're definitely going to want this. And then the last one, Unholy Protection, gives you 5% critical avoidance and 5% deflection, which this one is also going to be really helpful, because if it does increase the amount of stats you have by 5%, it will be a lot more helpful than the offensive one, because it's harder to cap defensive stats and keep your offensive stats at a normal level. So, yeah. Now on to the participation awards. Now this is where the actual news comes in, so the blog, there was actually a miscommunication, and so when the blog about the event was written, there were a couple of things that were left out, and it ended up being really confusing how this actually works. So how it actually works is that these token of participations, or no, token of achievement, sorry. Each of these token of achievements, you get one for having minimum participation. And if you remember earlier, I said that you have to complete 14 days worth of challenges in order to unlock this tab. So once you complete 14 days of challenges, you will be able to buy some things from this store, but you will also only get one token of achievement. So now, if you do a little bit of math here, you can see that the event is 21 days long, and you get a token of these every 14 days, or after 14 days, so it doesn't quite add up. In your head, you're probably like, huh, you can't actually get the top two things, the legendary mount and the runic bag, in the one event, and you would be correct. But this event is a yearly event, but no, it's not going to take you 5 years to get the legendary mount, because that would be kind of ridiculous, to be honest. How it's going to work is, if you're familiar with the Tales of Old event, which you should be by now, you would get a fabled chapter after completing a certain number of tokens from each, tale, you know? So in this case, these are kind of the same thing. These token of achievements are what you're going to get for reaching a certain participation level in this event, and then also future events that are going to occur throughout the next year. Now, I don't know what a time frame is for these, I don't know when the events are going to be, but you are going to be able to get more token of achievements from future events that are coming next year. So, will it take you 6 months to get this mount? Will it take you a year? I don't know, but I really, really doubt that it's going to take more than a year because the Tales of Old season was spanned across the entire year. So I would like to assume that this Hell Pit season is also going to be 1 year. But I mean, this is just an assumption, an educated guess, if you will, not necessarily an assumption. Maybe both. I'm not 100% sure, but that is what it is looking like right now. I actually messaged Julia because I was confused about how these tokens worked since it was kind of unclear in the blog. She is updating the blog post. Maybe it will be updated by the time the video goes live, I don't know. But she's going to have some more information in there and clarify a bunch of stuff, so make sure you go reread that once it's updated. I'll have a link in the description. So now on to the actual participation rewards. You have, first and foremost, most importantly, the legendary mounts. Now, this mount is beautiful. First of all, it sparkles, and the best part about it, other than the fact that it has metal wings, are if you listen closely when you run, it makes these really pretty sparkly noises. Listen. It's beautiful. Now, the mount has 10k critical avoidance, and the combat power, not certain if it's worded correctly or if it works that way, but all it does is do damage to your target. Now, I don't know if this is 2,000 damage or 2,000 magnitude damage. It would be a lot better if it was magnitude damage, but I don't know. However, currently on the preview server, it does not work at all. But you're not going to be able to get the mount for like a long time anyway, so I'm sure that it will work properly by the time that you can actually possess this beautiful horse. Then you can get a runic bag of holding. You can't go wrong with runic bags. Everyone always needs more inventory space, especially me. And then there's a greater bag of holding as well. So this one you can get in this event if you wanted. But I feel like most people are going to save up their tokens for the legendary mount. And then Coalescent Ward. Probably the least valuable of the items available. Actually, I don't remember if the Coal Ward is more expensive than the bag of holding. I don't know. But yeah, so those are the rewards that you can get in the event. And this is what people have been hyped about for so long, the Overload enchantments and the legendary mount. But it was miscommunicated that, it wasn't really communicated that you would be able to get this, everything in this one event, but it wasn't clarified that it was not possible to get the mount in this single event. But you can get a bunch of the Overload enchantments. If you get one of those tokens, the Token of Flames, every day after 14, and the event's 21 days long, so you should be able to get 7 of them, assuming that's all you buy. It maybe will hopefully last until the next event, which I'm hopeful will include some either the same, different but differently themed Overload enchantments or completely new ones. I do not know. I am kind of excited for what different events are going to be available in 2020. And just a reminder, in case you forgot or did not know, this event is currently only on PC. There is no announced date that it will be on console. It was only said that it will be on console at a future time. So it will eventually go to console, we just don't know when. But anyway, you know, in hell it's pretty hot, right? So you know what's also really hot? The giveaways that I'm doing on my Discord! Currently giving away a rank 14 Black Ice enchantment. This giveaway will end Saturday evening in Eastern Time. So if you are not in my Discord, or if you have not entered the giveaway, make sure you join that and enter that in the giveaways channel. All you have to do is click on the little party popper thing, and then you'll be entered, and it will pick somebody random at the end of the allotted time. That was a terrible segue, and I'm okay with it. But anyway, that is all I have for you today. Hopefully you enjoy. So, thank you guys so much for watching or listening or whatever. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, or more videos about Neverwinter, or just, you know, more videos. Also, pro tip, you can get on top of the Hell Pit event platform, the floating rock thingy, and you can look down on all of your minions up there. Okay, bye.